So when you think of Goa, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably, sun, sand, beautiful green landscapes. But there's a whole other side to this story, a story that's written in iron and dust. Today, we're going to dig into the two very different warring souls of Goa.
Right. This is the Goa from the postcards, the one everybody knows and loves. It's this beautiful coastal gem, famous for its beaches, its quiet rivers, its amazing culture. It's the image, right? The one that brings in tourists from all over the world, a picture of pure, untouched nature.
But if you peel back that green layer, you find this, a landscape that's been scarred, literally turned inside out by industry. And it really makes you ask a tough question. Is Goa's story about a paradise found, or is it a warning about what happens when profit is the only thing that matters? To really get this, we've got to go back, way back, because mining in Goa isn't some new thing. For a huge chunk of its history, mining was the story. It shaped everything, the economy, the politics, and the land itself.
It all kicked off kind of quietly in the 1940s when these massive iron ore deposits were found. Then, after liberation in the 60s, it became a pillar of the new state's economy. But the real explosion, the part that changed everything, was in the 2000s. The global demand for steel just went through the roof, and that lit a rocket under Goa's mining industry. It went from a steady business to an absolute all-out boom.
And for a long time, this boom felt like a miracle. Mining wasn't just another industry, it was the economic engine of the entire state, a genuine lifeline for thousands and thousands of people.
And the scale of this thing, it's just mind-boggling. At its peak, mining was responsible for up to a quarter of Goa's entire state GDP. Just let that sink in for a second. 25% of the whole economy powered by this one industry. It was absolutely colossal.
And that money, it rippled out everywhere. It wasn't just jobs for miners and truck drivers. It was jobs for everyone who supported them. It paid for new roads, new ports, it filled the government's bank accounts, and it helped build up a whole bunch of other businesses on the side.
But an engine that powerful, running that hot for that long, well, it always leaves a mark. And that economic boom came at a huge and, for a long time, totally overlooked cost to the environment and to the people living there.
Because here's the other side of that coin. While the economy was soaring, the land was paying the price. We're talking over 50,000 hectares. That's a huge area of forests and farmland just gone, either destroyed or badly damaged by all the mining. A truly staggering loss.
And here, you can see the trade-off laid bare. It's so clear. For all that economic growth, you got massive deforestation. For all the jobs, you got terrible air and water pollution. For every new road, you lost precious farmland. An entire community started facing serious health problems from all the dust and toxic runoff. It's the classic dilemma, prosperity or preservation.
Eventually, the scales tipped. The price just became too high to keep ignoring, and the whole system, which had been running wild for years, finally and spectacularly hit its breaking point. And then it all came crashing down, and it happened fast. First, a bombshell investigation, the Shah Commission report, came out. It exposed just how widespread the illegal activity was. We're talking mining outside of approved zones, ignoring environmental rules, you name it. That report lit a fire, fueling this huge public protest from activists and, more importantly, the local people who had to live with it every day. The whole thing ended up at the Supreme Court, which took one look and just brought the hammer down. A statewide ban on all iron ore mining. Just like that, the engine seized up.
Now, when we say ban, we mean a total, complete shutdown. A full stop on all digging and all transportation of iron ore. The goal was pretty simple. First, stop the illegal stuff in its tracks, and second, just give the environment a chance to breathe, a chance to maybe start healing. So, what happens next? What do you do when the main engine of your economy is just switched off overnight? And that brings us to today, where Goa is facing these incredibly tough questions about what its future can and what it should look like.
This quote, I think, just captures the dilemma perfectly. Pretty much everyone agrees you can't go back to the old destructive ways. That's off the table. But you also can't just ignore the thousands of people whose jobs disappeared when the ban hit. The whole challenge now is finding a new balance.
And this chart kind of shows you what that debate looks like. What should the future economy be built on? Should they go all in on tourism? Is it possible to have a much smaller, much more responsible mining industry? Or is it time to look for brand new industries, maybe even go back to basics with agriculture? There are no easy answers here.
Which leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? The Iron Rush made Goa rich, but it almost cost the state its soul. As they try to figure out what's next, the biggest challenge is this. Can you get that green paradise back? Can you heal the land without giving up the prosperity that people need to live? Can you have it both ways? Honestly, that next chapter in Goa's story is still being written.